Silvio Berlusconi, Prime Minister, did win that critical vote tonight, but he got through really without a majority in Parliament. What happened was there were a lot of abstentions, and the number of votes recorded for him was actually less than an overall majority, so his position is pretty precarious. He's got, of course, head off a whole lot of criticism, and in prospect is a Euro bailout package. He has to bring in lots of tough measures as well.
Yeah, to cut this debt, it's a debt of 1.9 trillion euros that they're dealing with. Mr Berlusconi says that he won't resign, even though his key ally, a coalition partner, Umberto Bossi, who's leader of the Northern League, has clearly said he wants him out.
So the question is, if they do get him out, if they get a new kind of coalition government of, I think one of our previous guests called it technocrats, what can they actually do? Let's talk to Giuseppe Fontana, Professor of Monetary Economics at Leeds University Business School. Professor, hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. Leaving aside who's running the place, there is this small problem of a huge debt which you have to finance when the money you're paying in the markets to raise money at the moment is, the interest is extremely high. So what's the way out of all that, do you think?
Well, you're spot on. The problem is the high level of debt that Italy has incurred over the past years. And the problem is the market are really questioning the ability of the Italian government to pay back the debt. And it isn't an easy problem to fix. So whoever is going to lead the Italian government has a big challenge in front of him or her.
Yeah, I mean, all right, they could cut spending, but that takes time to implement. They can't really put up taxation because, you know, there isn't any growth already, so that would just deflate things. So yeah, they're going to have to borrow some money, and if the markets won't give them to them, then, well, that leaves Germany, doesn't it?
Yes, there are serious issues to consider. First of all, we should say, and very few people have said that actually in the press, it's that Italy has a primary budget surplus. In other words, Italy is not borrowing to pay for current expenditure, but Italy is borrowing from the market in order to pay the interest rate on all the debts. So basically, that means that Italy actually could keep going without bothering too much about the previous debt.
If only they could get cheap money on the markets.
Yeah, the problem is also, and that's makes things more complicated, is private firm in Italy, they usually borrow with a markup over the interest rate paid by the government, around 2% above what the government pays.
Well, they certainly can't afford that.
Yeah, that means you're getting closer to 7, 8, 9%, which is impossible. So some things need to be done. You're right. Usually, government economists measure the level of debt in terms of GDP. So there are two ways you can reduce the level of government debt compared to GDP. You can either reduce the total amount of debt, or you can increase growth. And I think what the market are saying is basically they are concerned that on both accounts, Italy has not performed well over the last 15 years. The level of government debt in Italy has been around 100% for the last 10, 15 years, and the level of growth has averaged 1% over the last 15 years.
Right. So if you can get the right government, you're saying, if they can somehow persuade the markets that, look, we're going to put this right, then you could, maybe that it would work. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, yes. I mean, that's the only solution. It will not be an easy fix, a short-term fix. It has to be a medium-long-term strategy. But what basically the government now has to come up is with a strategy and say, look, this is our strategy. We will stick to it, and we will respond to the challenge of reducing the high level of government debt.
Okay, Giuseppe Fontana, nice to speak to you. Thank you very much.